There are forests where the ground is only the beginning. In places like central Palawan, another world exists above the trees themselves. The deeper forests of Palawan were shaped slowly through isolation. For long periods of time, parts of the island remained difficult to reach. Mountain ranges separated valleys, dense rainforest limited movement, and because of that, certain ecosystems survived here differently. Even now, some areas of forest still feel older than the roads surrounding them. The canopy closes above the rivers, sound changes beneath the trees, and certain species continue moving through the forest the same way they have for generations. The Palawan Hornbill is one of them. The Palawan Hornbill exists nowhere else on Earth. The species is endemic to Palawan. That word sounds scientific when written down, but its meaning is simple. The survival of this bird is tied completely to the survival of these forests. If the habitat disappears here, the species disappears with it. Palawan developed differently from much of the Philippines. The island shares older ecological relationships with Borneo and the forests farther south. And over long periods of geographic separation, species slowly adapted to this environment in their own way. Endemic species are reminders that isolation can create entirely unique forms of life. Not because nature intended rarity, but because certain ecosystems remain connected to themselves long enough for something distinct to emerge. But the Palawan Hornbill spends much of its life moving between fruiting trees across the canopy. At first glance, the movement seems ordinary. A bird searching for food. But forests survive through systems that are often invisible while they are happening. Hornbills are among the major seed dispersers of tropical forests. They consume fruit in one part of the canopy, then carry those seeds across long distances before releasing them somewhere else. Over enough years. Repeated movements like these slowly influence how forests regenerate. A hornbill may never see the full scale of the forest it helps sustain. And yet entire sections of rainforest continue growing, partly because species like this continue carrying life forward through routines repeated every day. This is one reason old forests feel different from younger ones. The ecosystem is not held together by trees alone. It survives through relationships repeated long enough to become inseparable from the landscape itself. One of the most unusual parts of hornbill life happens during nesting season. The female enters a hollow cavity inside a large tree trunk. and then the entrance is sealed almost completely shut. Only a narrow opening remains between the inside of the nest and the outside forest. For weeks, sometimes longer, the female and chicks remain dependent on the male, continuing to gather enough food from the surrounding canopy. The survival of the nest depends not only on the birds themselves, but on the stability of the surrounding forest. And this is where the age of a forest begins to matter. Large nesting cavities do not appear quickly. Some of the trees used by hornbills are already older than several human generations. A forest can remain green from a distance while already losing the structures certain species depended on for centuries. Sometimes people imagine conservation as protecting individual animals. But species like the hornbill reveal something larger. You are not only protecting a bird, you're protecting the uninterrupted continuity of an entire living system. Rainforests rarely disappear all at once. Sometimes they become quieter first. The Palawan Hornbill depends on continuity, continuous canopy, continuous feeding grounds, continuous access to nesting trees old enough to support reproduction. When forests become fragmented, survival changes. Distances between food sources increase, movement becomes more dangerous. And species adapted to uninterrupted rainforest slowly begin disappearing from places where they once moved freely. Not every disappearance is dramatic. Sometimes a species fades gradually enough that people stop realizing the forest used to sound different. In many places, landscapes are remembered visually. The outline of mountains, the shape of rivers, the color of the sea. But forests are also remembered through sound. The sudden movement of wings above the canopy. The shaking of branches too high to see clearly from below. The calls that repeat long enough to become part of how a place feels. The Palawan Hornbill is more than a rare species surviving inside the island's remaining forests. It is evidence that parts of the forest still continue functioning the way they once did. That continuity still matters. And that some ecosystems survive only because enough of the relationships inside them remained unbroken.